Hi. Okay, so you guys have heard me talk a couple times now on the channel about a bigger video project that I'm working on. And I'm so excited! It's here! So last month I did a video where I said that I ran a poll and there was a tied winner. The first winner was my mom and Colby picking my TBR, which the video is already up. It was so much fun. I had such a great time. But now, the second video that I'm so excited about. So originally I framed the question as reading my best friend's favorite book. Now, here's the problem with that. All of my friends are pretty big readers. And the thought of asking them to narrow down to their absolute favorite book probably would have been impossible. But also, you guys know that this year oh my God, if this eye slightly starts to get redder and I start tearing up, it's fine. I'm not crying. It just does that. You guys know that this year I've been talking a lot about reading off my physical TBR and not buying books. So I was like, I don't know if I'm going to own my friends' favorite books. You know what I mean? So I did change the rules a little bit, and most of my friends have a StoryGraph. So what I did, without telling them, is I went through and I scrolled through their StoryGraphs, and I found that most of my friends have given 5 stars to books that I own. So I'm going to be reading their favorite, or their 5-star books off my TBR. I'm so excited. I'm so excited because some of these books are books that I've been wanting to read, but I just haven't had the time to, or haven't gotten around, or always like gravitated towards other books. And so I'm very, very excited. There also are a couple of friends who didn't make this video, who aren't on this list, and you guys are probably going to be like, Tyler, what about this friend? Tyler, what about that friend? And you, my friend, might be like, hey, where the fuck am I? Here's the thing. If I didn't, I'm sorry, this is burning so bad. Okay. I don't think it's going to stop. I don't think it's going to stop. So I'm just going to have to power through it. But also, I want to put more of an emphasis on libraries this year. I have to go put eye drops in. I'm so sorry. I put in eye drops. And I don't think sitting in front of the window with the sun right in my eyes is doing me any favors. So I'm going to wear these just for 2 seconds. I got to get through this intro. This is my 4th time trying to say this. God, do you see this? Please. Do you see this? What is happening? So glad I liked my makeup and did my makeup. Take number 5 to do this intro. Jesus. So, you might be thinking, Tyler, what about this friend? Tyler, what about that friend? Hey, what about this friend? And you, my friend, might be thinking, hey, Tyler, what about me? So, like I said, I'm only reading books off of my physical TBR for this video. I am going to be doing a part 2 where I utilize my local library and I get my friends' books that are 5 stars that I didn't physically own, and I'm going to get them from the library. And I'm so excited. I'm very excited that I'm going to be able to actually go utilize my local library. I live right down the street from one. I'm very excited. I'm going to find all of those books at my library, and I'm going to do that in a part 2. So, that is the intro. Thank you for working eye. Hello, editing Tyler. It cuts really weird here because my eyes were watering so bad that I just wanted it to be done. In case any of you were wondering, it wasn't my eyes that were like burning. I had my eczema got so bad on my eyelid that it like caused something right here to like get irritated and burn, and I had to just keep putting Vaseline and Aquaphor on it, just so you know. But yeah, there was no clear and the video starts here. And the video starts here. Maybe I'm the one in the wrong and I'm perpetually just wanting to be cozy at home, but the way that, oh my God, I don't know where to put my phone, hold on. The way that Riley writes this woman is she was really hungover, she threw up all day, and it's midnight, and it says, I get up, change into jeans, a t-shirt, and a cardigan. A little late night baking feels in order. It's midnight. If you're gonna go do some late night baking, do even the stereotypical thing of I wear my boyfriend's oversized shirt and nothing but panties. That would, oh, I hate the word panties. I hate that I just said that. But that would make more sense to me than putting on a full fucking pair of jeans at midnight to go bake in your own kitchen. crazy. Also, if I took a shot, I am sober, I haven't drank in years, but if I took a shot every time that this man wrote the word Xanax, I'd have to go to the hospital. I would have to go to the hospital. Ow!
The surprise attack.
So I just got like new skincare stuff, and like I have really bad redness on my face all the time, but do you see how glowy my skin is? This is crazy. I just want to be clear, this is scary.
Yeah, it looks weird. We're good? We're dropping it?
I'm so scared. Oh, that was like anticlimactic. I used Bath and Body Works shampoo and conditioner. Hi, beef. Where you going? What are you doing? God, he's so massive.
My massive man. You're licking yourself. Now I'm wet.
Okay. Hi. Okay, I fixed my hair. Feel better. So I realized that I have not talked to you guys about Final Girls. I'm about halfway through. Crazy. So something that I am experiencing with this book is it feels like a perfect like airplane read or like beach read, in the sense that it is compulsively readable, but like I don't know if I'm like, I don't like the characters. The premise is interesting enough, but the writing is simple enough that I'm just like, I am picking it back up, but like not out of enjoyment, but like I guess like kind of out of intrigue. I don't know, it's hard to explain. I don't know, like I can see why Riley has so many readers now. He like writes stories that are like readable, you know? So in this story, we are following a woman named Quincy. She was the survivor of a like mass murder spree. Like her and her friends were staying in a cabin and all of her friends were murdered. But she survived it. And well, she did survive it, Wasabi. That's not a spoiler. That's literally like the plot of the book. It's called Final Girls, which is when somebody survives an attack. They become the final girl, yeah. So that's not a spoiler. Sorry, Wasabi did want me to not spoil anything, so if that spoiled something for you, I'm so sorry. But there are 2 other women that survived attacks before her at separate occasions, and they kind of started this like Final Girls club type thing. He needs attention. And so the book opens up on Quincy, the main character, finding out that one of the women that also survived a different attack had herself. And that is kind of how the story opens up. Quincy is dating a public defendant. And she has like a cop protector. The cop is the one that found her the night that she was attacked and like stumbling through the forest. So they kind of have this like bonded experience of like he's her protector and she can like rely on him. And then the story kind of opens up there. It's a little more pro cop than I would like it to be. Like her boyfriend is defending. I don't know if this is a spoiler because like this doesn't seem like a huge point to the story to me so far. So like I'm gonna talk about it. But the boyfriend is defending somebody who's a murderer, but he's still in trial, so innocent until proven guilty. But he's defending somebody who allegedly murdered a cop, and Quincy gets like all like high and mighty about it. She's like, he did murder a cop, and in my head I was like, so it's a little more pro cop, and like she's like buddy with her cop friend. So that's a big thing. One, I think my biggest complaints about it so far is 1, it's a little pro cop. 2, I don't think this fucking author has ever taken Xanax in his life and knows what Xanax is and how Xanax works. And 3, I also don't think he understands how sugar works. Okay, so like 99% of this book has been pissing me off, like genuinely. But one of the characters going to somebody's house and like walking in the house and just like feeling how like old and like empty and lonely the house feels, and then sitting down at the table to talk to somebody and seeing that the person whose house it was only had one placemat out, and like so just showing like the isolated life she lived is truthfully like hitting me so hard right now and making me so sad, and I cannot explain it. And it's like just punching me in the gut right now. Oh, I don't know why. I finished it. Wow. Okay, so something that I said, all I'm going to say, no spoilers. You know I don't do spoilers here. All I'm going to say is something that I said earlier in the review. So ironic. Also, I can see why so many people pick this up. I can see why Riley Sager is such a popular writer, because like even in the moments that I really wasn't super enjoying the characters or enjoying what was happening, I kept turning the page. It was compulsively readable. Like I was having a hard time like picking it up, but once it was up, I couldn't put it down type of thing. Does that make sense? I do agree with the fact of what I said earlier. I think this could have been shorter. I think this could completely be I gave it a 3.5. I think it could have been a 4.5 if it was like 100-page shorter. But overall, I didn't like any of the characters minus Lisa, which was the first attack victim or the first survivor. I liked her. Nobody else. Oh.
I thought you were on a FaceTime.
No, I'm videoing.
Oh, the video.
Do you want to see something crazy that I can't stop staring at, though?
Mm-hmm.
Look at how much fucking cat hair is in my fan. That's disgusting.
Mm-hmm.
Wasabi, it's your hair.
Part of it.
It's literally your hair.
You're probably
It's
like 70% of that.
70, at least maybe 75.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Oh my god. I'm literally in the middle of taking my birth control right now. And I got a package. And I know exactly what it is. I'm gonna go over here actually. Ha 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 ha. Ha. Ooh. Give it to me. Give it to me. I'm gonna literally cry. Bailey wrote a note in it, and it says, "For the absolute love of my life." Oh, I love my friends. It is such a nice day, so I've come outside to ride. I'm very excited. I'm trying to get like a springtime with like the pride flag ASMR. Ignore our busted down bird feeder right now. We're getting it fixed. But listen. Of course the bird. Oh. Like, are you joking? That's what I get to read this to? Wait, also the flowers are purple. It like kind of matches the book. I'm so excited. I sang it to her in an old house by the lake in front of a fire. In an old house by a lake? In an old house by a lake? Also, listen, this is not a spoiler. I'm trying not to get attached to any of the other victors because I know that they die. That car didn't know that they died and he got mad at spoilers. I'm sorry. But like I know that they die because Haymitch is the victor. You know? Why does he look so sad? I think that's the gnarliest thing that I've ever read in a Suzanne Collins book, let alone a YA book. Dear God. This also isn't like a spoiler, it's like an if you know, you know type of thing. But like after it all happens, he like says something very similar to something that like Lucy Gray had said in the past. Crazy. What the fuck? If you can see my unmade bed in the back, no you can't. You know what I mean? Hi. So, it's hard to talk about this without spoilers. Like, I know it's also hard to spoil a prequel, but there's like so many like Easter eggs and characters popping up that I didn't think that we were gonna see, that like I don't want to spoil that for anybody else. And there's also a lot of people that are doing like full spoiler read-alongs, so that's not gonna be this, just so you know. But something that I will say that's fun is my best friend Remus is reading The Hunger Games and watching the movies for the first time. So whenever he finishes a book, we watch the movie. And so far he's read Hunger Games and Catching Fire. So getting to go back and like watch the first movie and the second movie like while reading this has been really cool. How did I not notice that the reason I was sniffling so much was because there was that much dust flying around? Dude, dust your fucking room! Because, like, you know, obviously this is a Haymitch story, and Haymitch is in both of those, so that's not a spoiler to say that. But, it's just been really cool to see some of the, like, storylines, come together, and the stuff that's happened in here, like, seeing it reflected in the future movies is really cool. And so that's been kind of nice, because I did want to reread this series with this, but I have so many other books that I need to read and want to read that I'm kind of getting a little bit of the fix by watching the movies. And I know the movies aren't perfect, but it is enough to make me go, you know what I mean? So that's been fun. Hi from the angle at the beginning of this video. I just filmed that. But something I wanted to point out. So I found this shirt at a thrift store like 9 years ago, and it's just so comfy cozy. It's like one of my favorite shirts I've ever owned. But there's a lot of hidden little meanings for this book for me in this. So it's the School of Mines, which, like, obviously, you know, District 12, they're miners, but also School of Mines in Colorado. Colorado is like Denver-ish area is where the capital is in Panem. So I don't know, it's just like a really cool like layered thing, and I put it on to read the end of this book. So I got my coffee, I got my book. I'm gonna go outside and read, I think I need to be in the outside for a little bit. Boys, I'm nervous. Colby's going to a cosmetology school for nails, and she needs to practice giving a hand massage, and I said, okay, get the lotion, make it worth my while. You interrupt my reading. Oh, I think I just needed lotion. That was the oh. Hi, I last night was going through all my footage, and I realized that I didn't even film me talking about this. Also, I'm trying to do like a head empty, no thoughts, kind of just like paint thing while I'm listening to an audiobook to kind of like, you know, get out of my head a little bit, and I'm having fun with it, but it is harder to do the no thoughts thing when I only know where my paint markers are right now. Like, I have to be like a little bit more methodical with where I put things, so I wish I knew where my paints were, but that's fine. Oh, damn it. I'll get that in a second. But anyways, I realized I didn't even talk about this. So this is obviously a spoiler-free video. I'm not gonna say anything about like, I'm not gonna talk about the ending at all or what is actually in this, but I just want you to know that if you have seen the movies or if you have read the books and you are even remotely interested in the Hunger Games universe, this, I think, genuinely what I think happened was Suzanne Collins saw how much people were simping over Tom Blythe's adaptation of Snow and how much people misunderstood Ballad and we're like, oh, I can fix Snow. Snow's not that bad of a guy. She reminded you who Snow was in this. I think that's what this was. I think this was a response to her fully saying, oh, you like Snow? And so this was, God, this was perfect. This was so good. There's so many. Also, hey, can we put our critical thinking caps on for like 3 fucking actual seconds? The amount of people that said that this reads like fan fiction, and the reason they say it reads like fan fiction is because they're like, well, there's so many characters in it that are in the original trilogy. Hey, what the fuck do you think a prequel is? Quickly, what the fuck do you think a prequel is? Of course there's gonna be people that we know in this, because it's a story. It's the backstory of somebody that we already know. What? And like, of course you meet other victors, because victors are mentors. And people are like, oh my god, spoilers, Haymitch wins. Be so honest to God for fucking real. Put on your critical thinking caps, people. Anyways, I loved this. And some people I've seen give it like 3. This was a 5. And hey, to Emma, Rye, and Bailey, who also gave this a 5, you are so fucking correct. God, you're so correct. Okay. Can we please stop making people in thrillers like love somebody that's a cop, or that's like, oh, but my mother was a cop? Stop. It doesn't add a layer of interest. It doesn't add a layer of interest into this. Hello. Colby is currently on she just left for a camping trip for the weekend, and I'm trying not to stress about the fact that I'm reading this about a group of friends that are going camping. Maybe this isn't the best book to be reading, but I will say, I do really enjoy how the front is like so textured. I normally don't keep dust jackets on when I'm reading, but I do like the tactile feeling of this, so that's fun. It is starting to get hot, which is not the vibe. Like, I'm already warm, and I don't love it. I am also on a 3-drink day. I have an iced coffee, I have a naked juice, and then I have water with peach in it, a little bit of peach flavoring in it. And so it's just one of those days. We went grocery shopping earlier, I gardened for a little bit, then I helped Colby get ready for her camping trip. I also watched a giant hawk fly into my lavender bushes chasing a little bird, and I like chased it away. And everyone, I know people are gonna be like, oh, well, like, you're interfering with nature. You don't touch my birds or my bunnies. Don't touch my birds or my bunnies. Don't touch them. Oh, one of them came out. So one of them is named Haymitch for sure. I don't have an emotional attachment to the other one yet. And then there's a little rat that's been running around in the bushes eating the cucumber, and I named him Cugrash. Anyways, I'm gonna read this and then maybe play Roblox with a couple friends tonight. Do you guys see who finally fucking cleaned their desk? Okay, first of all, there was a massive earthquake today, and it woke me up, and that was horrifying. So I'm just documenting that was this day. It was crazy, and like, it was like the loudest earthquake that I've ever been in, and I don't know if it's because it's the first earthquake that I've been in this house, and I'm just not used to it. But that was crazy. It was so loud, and like, I got woken up to it, and the way that like my window was shaking, I was like, oh my god. And then I woke up to like the alarm on my phone like letting me know that it happened, and I was like, this is how I'm just gonna lay here and let the end take me. But so yeah, that was interesting. If you were in Southern California, let me know how you reacted to the earthquake. I just haven't given you updates because there's nothing to update. Have I told you what this is about? I don't know. So this is about a group of 6 friends, or a group of 6 people who are all either related or friends with each other. I don't think every single person is friends. And they're leaving for a vacation for spring break. And some of them are seniors in high school and some of them are a little bit older. And they're taking an RV because one of the girls, like the main one, her name's Red. She is very, like, her whole personality is poor. And her mom was a cop who died. And, like, that's her tragic backstory. And, like, the reason that they're taking the RV is because Red couldn't afford to take a plane ticket, and so her friend Maddie, which is the younger sister of the mean guy, okay, maybe, I don't know if that's his distinguishing personality. I don't like him. I don't like how he's talking to children. I don't like the alpha male ego that he has going on. And so, like, that's his younger sister, and she's Red's best friend, and so she's like, oh my god, guys, we should totally just take the RV because I think it'll be so different and fun. But really, she did it so Red could come along. They have a flat tire, they fix the flat tire, and as they go to turn around, they notice that all their tires are flat again, and they start to hear a mysterious walkie-talkie start talking to them through the RV, and that is where the main plot of the story talks. And the person with the walkie-talkie is like, oh, by the way, if you guys don't give me the secret that you know, one of you has a secret and one of you knows exactly who I'm talking about, I'm gonna shoot you. I'm gonna kill you guys. So hee hee pew pew. And so they're like stranded in this RV trying to figure out who has the secret. Everything I'm saying is making it sound like I'm having a bad time. I'm not having a bad time. I'm having a confusing time. And if you read YA, this is so for you. Like, if you like thrillers and you like YA, dude, you are gonna eat. I got recommended this by somebody who reads a lot of thrillers and somebody who reads YA. So this makes sense why they like this. This makes sense. I don't know if it's for me, but it's not. I don't know. So anyways, I'm gonna finish this. I'm gonna hope, and I hope, it feels like it's gonna be a 3. The ending could maybe push it up, but a 3 is not bad. I'm having fun. I'm having a good time, and I'm glad to get another book off of my TBR shelf. So, oh my god, I put eye drops in because my eyes were watering really bad, and now I just look like I've been crying. That's so crazy. Will you guys just ignore it? Just, oh my god. Anyways, hi, how are you? I just wanted to show you guys something really quick. I wanted to show you my, so I know that I talk about it, I think I talked about it at the beginning of this video, or I should talk about it at the beginning of this video. But if you watch my other videos, I am trying to this year just read all of the books off of my shelf. And I wanted to kind of like, I don't have a lot of space in my red shelf. So this is a 2-parter. One, because I don't want to make room for that just yet, but also because I think it's really cool and decorative. I've been putting all of the physical books off of my shelf up here, and it's just so cool to see it physically manifested. I don't know. I'm having a lot of fun with it. And also, it's really reminding me that I am, like, reading off my shelf. I am doing that. Like, I'm keeping up with that goal. Because sometimes I've been wanting to do that for a couple years and then it's never happened. So it's happening now. And I'm just really proud of that. And I'm really excited about it. But yeah, I'm gonna go back to reading. My friend ended up coming over and I lived in the moment a little bit and hung out with a friend. So that's what happened with that. But that's fine. I'm genuinely excited that that happened. So, but I'm gonna get some reading done tonight. I have a bean, guacamole, and potato burrito and potato roll tacos on the way. So, I'm so excited. I'm gonna eat the fuck out of that and then I'm gonna read my book. It's gonna be a good day. It's gonna be a good day. Oh, it's on their way. I also realized I didn't film a lot of clips for, oh my god, hold on. Hold on. My neighbor's dogs do this all the time. Okay, hold on. If you can still hear them a little bit, so sorry. But I've been sitting here wondering, I'm like, why do I have so much less footage for 5 Survive? Like, why didn't I film as much? And it's because I read it in like 2 or 3 settings. I read it in like 2 or 3 sittings. And while I was reading it, I was doing this. I drew all of these. I forgot I was drawing during this audiobook. I'm like, why don't I have as much footage? That's why. This is why. So, enjoy these drawings. Aren't they cute? Ooh. 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 Hey, do you remember this angle from when I was talking about sunrise? Do you remember this? Me painting? Me painting? I finished 5 Survive last night. My problem with this book is, I liked it. I did. I gave it a 3. It was fine. It was readable. I finished it. I kept picking it back up. But, like, I can't understand how it took us so long to get to where we were. It felt like the whole time, from the beginning, like, we knew what was gonna happen, and instead of letting it happen, everyone was like, no! What? No! And then everyone was like, well, what about this? And that's like, no! And then it was that? I don't know, I just feel like it could have been shorter. Like, I feel like that was my problem with Final Girls, too. Maybe I just don't like thrillers. But, like, I don't know. It was okay. There are certain people that I would recommend this book to. Like, if you want something easy to read on an airplane, if you like, if you want to, like, read YA, I'd recommend this to you. Also, if you need, like a book to just, like, throw in your bag and, like, pick back up and, like, you know, not think too hard, but, like, also get a plot twist or two in, but, like, not have to, like, use big brain. This is fine. I didn't, like, I don't know. It just wasn't my favorite, but it wasn't bad. I just don't understand what happened for so long. Anyways, that's all. That's my takeaway. I don't understand how so much and nothing happened. That's it. So much and nothing happened. I feel like this book could have been a novella, and I think it would have been better. Hi. So at this point of the video, I've read Final Girls, Sunrise on the Reaping, and 5 Survive, which is crazy, and I haven't been filming that much because I've been struggling with, if you can hear my microwave, no you can't. I've been struggling with, like, whenever I film, I feel like I film too much of not reading, so then I panic and then I don't film anything. So, I don't know. I did start Raven Boys today. I filmed a video. I read the prologue to Raven Boys, and then I filmed a video, and I should be editing said video, but I'm so fucking hungry that I'm gonna eat first, and then I'm gonna maybe edit the video, but also maybe I'm gonna read Raven Boys for a little bit. Also, this looks crazy, but it's I just kind of did a clean out yesterday, and I made the rest of the brown rice that we had, and then there's like vegan, there's like ground beef, but it's like vegan ground beef, whatever. And then there's corn, carrots, peas, and Brussels sprouts. So the weather today is so nice. Every time it's like cold and cloudy, I'm like, better suck it in. Better soak it in, baby. The summertime's coming. I went to wear sweatpants today. You can't see that. I don't know how I thought you'd see my leg. Sweatpants. I started it today. Turns out I knew nothing. It was like, oh, this character's family is psychic. I was like, oh. It was like, you're gonna kill the first person you fall in love with, or the first person you kiss will die after they kiss you. And I was like, oh, I didn't know there was any element of like magic like that. And then I started thinking about it, and I was like, oh, I don't know anything about this book. So I will read more and keep you guys more updated. Okay. Hello, I came outside to read while I can, and it's so much brighter than I thought it was going to be, but I already got comfy cozy, so I don't want to go get back in and get my sunglasses, but I'm sitting here like, whoa, did the mascara come off of this eye? That's wild. Anyways, also, do you guys like my Snuggie from like 2010? My Cookie Monster Snuggie? Me and the crew are all here. Anyways. Good morning. If you point out the coffee stain on my shirt, and you also point out that I didn't put my books away from the video that I filmed yesterday, even though I said at the end that I needed to put them away. If you point either of those out, you don't like me. Anyways, oh my god, my nails look so gross right now. Maybe I shouldn't be filming. Anyways, I'm gonna just like hold my book like this so you can see my nails. Hi. I started the Raven Boys. I didn't realize it was spooky. I don't know why I didn't realize that, but I didn't realize it was spooky. I like it so far. I don't have a lot of thoughts. I do like it. I don't know much about it yet. There's a girl who's potentially psychic and a boy wanting to be psychic. I know by the end of this book, I'm going to be like, that's not how I should have explained that at all. But these are my initial thoughts. This ad's bothering me. Look, I'm going to read. Love you. Bye. Oh my god, and I have ketchup on my face. I shouldn't have filmed this clip. Hello, I made this myself. Doesn't this look beautiful? It's pretty good. It's like not super sweet, which is fine. But my friend's on their way. So I'm gonna sit outside and read this a little bit before they get here.
If only you got a brain cell. I'm bald.
Wow, I like it.
15. Of course, Gansey was not on time for his reading. The appointment time came and went. No Gansey.
It is 10:58 p.m. My bathroom is disgusting. I can't show you. I can, but it's loud. The fan's loud. I moved George Bush so he would stop being in the back of my videos. No, he's just here because I tell people when they need to go to my bathroom that it's the door without a face because all the other doors have faces. That's horrifying in the dark. But anyways, I need to clean my bathroom. I need to clean my bathroom. I'm gonna pop on an audiobook. I'm on Discord with some friends. Gotta clean my bathroom. Oh, also, no one voted for Bush in my family. No one voted for him. We don't know where this picture came from. We don't know why we have it. It's a meme. It's a bit, okay? We've had it since I was a child. So my bathroom is disgusting. I'm gonna do it before and after to see if maybe I won't do it before and after. Actually, you're my friends. You guys are my friends. Oh, this is a before. It's crazy. It's so bad in here right now. It's so bad in here, okay? So here's a before. Ignore that. That's for Facebook Marketplace. Here's a before. I'm gonna keep listening to the audiobook and maybe show you guys an after. Maybe show you guys an after. If I actually do this. If it jumps to a couple of days in the future, don't judge me. I might run out of spoons very quickly. We'll see.
If she gets too mad, to demonstrate the snake is falling out of his pocket. Oh, there's no signal.
Don't you love when you film a whole clip and then it becomes unusable? Hi. So I filmed a whole thing for this and then went to edit it and I was not making any sense. So hi, I finished the Raven Boys. I do go into detail a little bit about it at the end of the next book, but life has kind of just kicked me in the ass recently. I haven't been filming, I haven't been reading, and it's been hard. It has. So that's why, like, towards the end of this book and then towards the end of the next book, I just have a little bit of I have less footage and I talk about the books less. I recently got diagnosed with PCOS and life's just been kicking my ass, guys. That's all I can say. And there was supposed to be another person in this video, but I have to finish this video because if I had stopped to read one more book for this video would just never get made, and I've already put so much time and effort into it that I'm just gonna finish it, and the person whose book I was gonna read for this video is just gonna get put into the next one, and I think she'll be okay with it. I love you, Daria. I hope you're okay with it. But anyways, yeah, I finished the Raven Boys a while ago, and I just haven't filmed my thoughts on it. I really thought I did. I thought this book was insanely good. It was 5 stars. I went into it knowing so little about it, so I'm not gonna like give a whole lot about what it's about, because I think going in a little blind is kind of fun. But this follows a girl named Blue. Her family is a group of clairvoyants, and she doesn't have any powers. But one night, she's on the spirit road with her aunt, and she sees a ghost for the first time. And her whole life she had been told that her first love, if she were to kiss her first love, that they would die. And so she sees this boy on the spirit road, and the aunt's like, well, that's the boy, and you're gonna kill him, he's gonna die. Because if you see someone on the spirit road, that means that they're gonna die within the year of, or they're gonna die within that year. So she now has to try to befriend this kid, but like also not fall in love with him. And the 4 boys on the cover, they are the Raven Boys. They go to a school called AghostwithABook. And Gansey, which is the boy that she sees on the spirit road, he is on the quest. I refer to it as a treasure hunt, and it feels like it is. It feels like it is. He's on a hunt for, does it say? Is that a spoiler? He's on the hunt for something, and him and his friends work together to find this greater cause, because whoever finds this thing gets a wish granted. And all of the boys have different reasons for wanting a wish, but Gansey, which is the main one, I think I already said his name, is really the one kind of spearheading this and pushing forward. And their paths cross because he needs a psychic reading, and then that is when Blue and Gansey cross paths. The 4 boys are Adam, Ronan, Gansey, and Noah. And like I said, they go to AghostwithABook, which is like this rich school. There's like a touch of dark academia in this, but like they're not really at school, any of it. So if you want like the vibes of dark academia, but you don't actually like sitting around listening to smart people be smart and like go to like classes with them, then this is great. But yeah, I thought this was phenomenal. I get why Remus gave it a 5. I give it a 5. And I can't wait to finish the series. I do think it's funny that I was like, I don't want to read any series. Thank you. Editing Tyler here. I guess I did film a review of this. No memory of it. But I do like what I say here, so I'm going to repeat myself a little bit. But I don't know how else to put it in without just like telling you guys that that's what I'm doing. I don't want to say too much, but this book is incredible. This book is incredible. I didn't know that it was so spooky. But if you want a little bit of yearning, and you want a little bit of spookiness, and you want some like found family with like really complex feelings and emotions, I give this a 5-star. Good job, Remus. Good job, Remus. Good job for having a good book taste. Oh, I started this on audiobook. Oh, hey, the 2 dragons up there. Started this on audiobook. I'm like an hour in. I am really liking it. I did forget that it was a fucking series. So I started 2 series in this video. Oh, god damn it. And I hate that I'm liking both of them, because now I gotta continue reading them. This was supposed to be the year that I finished my series, not started. Not the baby. I know that, like, this is like a YA book. I wasn't expecting the baby. God damn. So my mother's giving me notes saying that I talk too fast in my videos.
A little bit. It's okay though. Just like a little bit too fast. Maybe check it go from like just like do this, and then I read this book and it was like just like maybe just a little bit, half a notch.
I feel like most of my audience has ADHD and it's fine.
Perfect, love it. Me too.
Hi, Jasper. You want to say hi? Boom. That's a boy. That's a man. I love that it's raining. He's just a little guy hanging out. You know how snails are your favorite animal? Mm-hmm. And how as a kid you used to round them up and kill them for sport? Do you remember that? You remember that? I remember. Yeah, I just thought I'd remind you. I know. I know you know that I know that we know. Mamas, are you excited?
No.
Oh. Okay, let's try this again. Mom, are you excited?
No.
Okay. So I've had this journal for a million years, literally 11 years, and I only used like this much of it. So I've been wanting to junk journal. So I just flipped it over to the other side and I'm starting it this way. And I started doing a book spread. Isn't that fun? Like, this is stuff that I printed, but this is like an old Barnes & Noble gift card wrapper thing that I've had forever. And then I just printed out the books that I've read, and I'm doing it over on this side. And then I'm going to continue it over here. Fun. I'm like actually having a blast with it. And even if I only do it for today, hey, fuck it, dude. Then I'm gonna have fun with it today then, you know? That's the goal. I'm gonna finish Aragon and gonna make this spread.
The water exploded as Saphira's head shot out of the depths. Her jaws closed on the sphere, breaking it. Hands, they carried mattocks or war axes. Their legs were covered with extra fine mail. They wore iron caps and brass-studded boots. A small figure detached.
Hi, recognize me? Recognize me? Oh, also, look at my shirt. It's fucking, it says, hold on. It says Gramercy Occult Society. It's from, Dimension 20. It's from Unsleeping City. Will say, Dropout. You have people on your cast that are bigger than me, and you have, like, it's really like an inclusive space, but I bought a 3X. I normally wear a 2X. I bought a 3X, and it was too small, like way too small on me. And this is the biggest size. It's a 5X, and it's like pretty loose on me. But there's people in your cast that are a little bigger than me, and if this is your biggest size, they can't wear merch of things that they're in, and that just makes me a little sad. So maybe get a different distributor. I don't know. Anyways, other than that, I love it. It's so comfy. It's so cozy. Because I've wanted Dropout merch for a while, but most of it isn't black. All I wear is black. Fast forward into, or flashback into this video where I have other colors on, but those are like sleepy shirts, you know? Anyways, I'm excited. So yeah, I have indeed finished Aragon. This section had so little video, and I am so sorry for it. Again, I read this when I was not feeling great, and so the last thing I wanted to do was film, but, okay, so, I will say, I'm going back and forth between a 4.5 and a 5 on this, and the only reason that it is not actually entirely 100% a 5 could be my fault, which is why I'm like going back and forth on it. There were some times in here where it did the fantasy thing, where it was like the group of people going to the place with the group of people after the thing with the group of people in the thing. I was like, I don't know what any of that means. So this is the only book that I've read where the friend doesn't know what book I'm reading. So, I love you, Effie. You finally know now. Well, I mean, you knew at the beginning, but you knew. Isn't that exciting? I love it. I loved it. I also, it was deceivingly really long. Like, I don't know, when I looked at this, for some reason, it didn't feel like it was almost 800 pages. Isn't that crazy? So this took, oh, hello? This took forever to read, and so I was enjoying it, but it was just long, and then there would be sometimes where my eyes would glaze over and I'd have to go back because I just didn't understand fully what was happening in the politics, which is fine, but I would say I don't read a lot of fantasy, and this feels like a good entry-level fantasy because it has all of the elements. There's like the different races, there's dwarves and elves and humans, and there's dragons. And the stakes are pretty high, but they're told from the perspective of like a 16-year-old or a 15-year-old and he turned 16. And so it's pretty YA, but also high stakes and good storytelling. Like, there was never a moment that I was bored in this, you know? I also haven't told you anything that this is about. So this story follows a boy named Aragon. He is a poor farm boy, and they live in a world where they know that dragons used to exist. There used to be these people called dragon riders, but they have long since left. There's no more. And there's rumors that elves exist, and there's rumors that dwarves exist, but it all is kind of like hypothetical, right? And one day Aragon finds this rock, and he's trying to pawn it off for money, but he found it at the base of these mountains that are supposedly magic, and so nobody wants to buy it from him because they're like, well, we don't want to get our hands tied up in magic. They're not Southern. And so he keeps the rock because nobody wants anything from it. And little does he know, it is not a rock, it is a dragon egg. And so he gets to raise this dragon. Her name's Saphira. And he gets to raise this dragon. And in doing so, it creates an adventure that he never thought that he would get to go on. It is definitely the hero's journey. It is the call to adventure. It has those tropes. And what I really like about it too, this could change in the later ones. Something that I really like, because YA so often and so frequently has the call to adventure and like the hero's journey tied in with like a romance that's like, well, I would love to do this if I did that. Like, oh, I'm so strong, but only because the love of my... There's not really, I would say, a love story in this. Like, there's potentially a crush that happens, but it's not like what's pulling the story. And Aragon really finds the strength within himself, and I think that's a very important thing, because also a lot of, like, at least from my experience, a lot of like YA books really have the main character finding their source of strength through a crush or through love, or like they only see themselves worthy through the eyes of the person that they love. And he really, a lot of the time, has to find so much inner strength within himself, and I think it's really powerful. And it's just really good. I thought it was really cute. Again, there were a couple moments where my eyes glazed over, but that's a me thing. If you read fantasy, like, if you've read a lot of fantasy, this is probably, like, very easy to read, but I don't read a lot of fantasy, and so... but I did make it my goal this year to read more fantasy. So, anyways, I liked it. Now that I'm talking about it, I'm gonna give it a 5. I'm gonna give it a 5. I'm gonna do it. Crazy. It gets a 5 for me. So overall, not bad. Overall, there was no, like, actually, like, bad books in this. This was a 3. This was a 5. This was a 3.5. This was a 5, and this was a 5. Yeah. This is not... It's so good to know that, like, when my friends recommend books, that, like, I don't think I've ever got recommended a book from a friend and gave it under a 3-star, which is such a solid book. You know what I mean? I will say, I do think that Rye, Bailey, and Emma, and Remus and I do our likes overlap more. I will say there's been a couple books that Effie has given me and recommended that aren't fantasy. Okay, my neighbor's dogs are barking. I will say Effie has recommended books to me that aren't fantasy that definitely overlap more. So just going off of this one, I would say that these two hit my reading closer. That's crazy. These two hit my reading taste closer. But yeah, none of these were bad. This was a lot of fun. I would love to do something like this again. I think that this is really cool. I think I might take like a picture of my bookshelves and send it to like maybe like my Bookstagram friends and be like, hey, are any of your 5 stars on here? Tell me which one to read next. I think that'd be really cool. But yeah, this was good. This was fun. This was solid. I'm sorry that it kind of fell apart at the end. I recently got diagnosed with PCOS and it's kicking my ass. So that's what's been happening with me. But yeah, here it is. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you have any people specifically that you would like me to read a 5-star from, they don't even have to be my friend. Leave it down below. Tell me who's you want to read. Or if you want me to read one of your 5 stars, Tell me. I mean, especially if you've read any of these. Then I love you the most.